Hey guys, by now you know that there are many different types of collections in .NET. You have common collections like dictionary and list, and then you have specialized collection like stack. Now there is one more such specialized collection called queue, which again serves a very special purpose. Let's see that. Unlike stack, which represents LIFO concept, queue is a collection that represents a FIFO concept. That's first in, first out. Let's take an example. Let's say you have three items which you want to put it in a queue. Let's add these three items in a queue. Let's say you want to take out an item. Now in case of a stake, the first item that would have come out would have been 3 because that's the one that entered last, right? Remember, stake represents last in first out concept. Now since this is a queue which follows FIFO concept, so the first element that will come out of the queue will be the one that entered first, and that's 1, and then 2, and then finally 3. It means a C-sharp queue works exactly like a queue, like a line waiting for a train or bus. Now like a stake, a queue is a queue. You cannot randomly access the item within the queue, and also you cannot reverse the queue. It is simply a queue. For adding an item in the queue, we have a method called enqueue, and for removing an item, we have a method called dequeue. Let's create a queue. New up the queue constructor. Specify the data type that you want the queue to hold. Let's add a task to the queue. So queue.enqueue. Let's say task 1. Let me add couple more. Now let's take out a task from the queue. For that, use dequeue method. So var task equal to queue.dequeue. This will remove the dequeued item from the queue. And like stack, if you just want to pick an item, then use pick method. Pick does not remove the item from the queue. Var picked task equal to queue.pick. And to remove all the items from the queue, use clear method. Let me debug and show you. So we have added 3 items to our queue. This statement takes out the element from the queue. See, the element is the one that was entered first, and now this element is not available in the queue. Now pick will pick an element in the queue, so it has task 2, but the element is still there in the main queue. And finally, clear method removes all the items from the queue. Now queue comes very much handy when there are tasks which need to be completed one after the other in the sequence in which they arrived. Let me implement a simple movie ticket booking system to demonstrate queue functioning. So basically there are customers who comes and places booking order. Our system enqueues the order in a queue and processes on first in first out basis. So let's start. Let me create a class called movie ticket booking system. Let me create a customer class inside this. Let's have two properties, name and age. Now let's come to our booking system. Let me create a queue. Let's initialize this in constructor. Let me create a method to add incoming customer to our queue. So queue.enqueue and our incoming customer. Just for console display purpose, let me add a thread.sleep of 1 second. Let's print customer name. Let's add another method to process booking. If queue.any, just a check to ensure that queue has something. Let's get a customer from the queue. So var customer equal to queue.dequeue. Let's give a thread.sleep of 1 second again. Let's print a message. Processed booking for customer dot name. Now let's have a method just to show the current queue items. Customer dot name. Now let's go to our program class and add few customer to our queue and call process booking and see how this queue exactly works. In the interest of time, let me add these codes here and come back. Booking system dot show queue. So here we have made multiple calls to our movie booking system. Let's go through the code quickly. So I instantiated our movie booking system here and then enqueued few customer to the queue available in the system. Then I show the queue and call process booking. Then again show the queue and then enqueue two more customer. Then again show the queue and then call process booking twice and finally show the queue again. Ideally we can write a loop, but for simplicity I prefer to go ahead with code duplicacy. Let's run the program. So adding customers to the queue. So you can see current queue state. John, Martin and Sam are added to the queue. Now booking process started. So for John the processing is done and also for the Martin. So only Sam should be available in the queue now. Let's press enter and see. See, only Sam is there in the queue. Now some more customers are being added to the queue. So now the queue contains 3 customers, Sam, Julie and Christine. Again the booking process started. Booking process for Sam and Julie is done. And now the last added customer Christine is only left in the queue. Okay, I hope now you have a fair idea how a queue works. That's all for this video. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and drop in your comments for all the future videos on C# and other technologies. Thanks.